days, man, and it just...
I knew that was like, man.
Well, the only thing I could think of is because, you know, we were just this band that never really even played gigs. Whenever we had a gig, it got canceled before we did it. So, oh, you got that? All right. So, I mean, it wasn't like, you know, what the fuck am I going to say? I mean, here were like four guys living in a boarding house, different boarding houses, and for the most part, we weren't really, we were just like people that got thrown out of other bands, and we just got together and said, well, we'll be the Scumfucks, and you know, for the most part, they were just drug dealers, and one had just gotten out of jail and went back to jail, and it was just the sort of band, if we got a gig, we'd play it.
Yeah.
And when we recorded, we rented shit and set up whatever we had. We never did anything like, you know, we wanted to be a professional band or anything. We were Scumfucks, and that's why we named the band that, because it was just really what the whole band was.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, it wasn't like this band that was gigging every weekend and playing and touring. Fuck, I mean, we were having a pretty rough life, just living. Jabbers started out, we played a lot of gigs. I mean, we were like we were actually the first punk rock band on the East, well, maybe not, I won't say the East Coast, because New York it happened and shit, like the Dolls did. But we were the first band, you know, east of New York. I mean, really the actual first punk rock band. People, you know, but what happened is punk started, Boston got really into this pop phase, right when we were getting into our heavy punk thing. And we were like, everybody said we were dated, like, you know, well, you know, you guys are dated, you're too punk, everything's going pop. But we never sold out to that. We just kept going. And eventually, you know, when we started, our first gig, we did a big fucking gig, and we got written up in all the papers. You know, this crazy motherfucker came down and knocked tables over, beat people up and shit. And even back then, it's not quite as extreme as it is now. It still was extreme. It's just that, you know, I just got more and more and more and more into it in my wars and my inner demons. I just got more, you know, within myself. I just broke out. But even back then, I mean, it was by no means something that just came about in the last few years. The first gig we ever did was, I mean, we were getting banned back then. I mean, the Jabbers were the band that couldn't play anywhere. And that's what it started. And it really got to a boiling point in the band where, you know, I wanted to keep going, and the rest of the guys didn't want to keep going with me because they couldn't handle it. And that's when I got into the Scumfucks, the Sluts, and all these other bands, because nobody else was going to do that with me. I had to get these bands until I could break out. And like I say, my first tours were done by myself in a Greyhound bus with pickup bands. You know, because I knew what I had to do. Whether anybody else wanted to do it or not, I was doing it.
But at school, they were. It seemed like you were able to maintain like a list of people who were, you know.
Oh, well, yeah.
To a certain extent.
Scumfucks went through two phases. There was, you know, it was, you know, people. I think one of the drummers or one of the guitar players left and didn't really leave. Just sort of, we couldn't find him after a while. He just never showed up, and we walked downtown. He'd never be there. We just figured he probably was dead or he got arrested. So we just said, well, he'll show. I mean, it was the type of band that sometimes they were around, sometimes they weren't. We never had a schedule. We never did anything unless we were all there at the same time. It was just an ongoing experience that we were living. You know, that's why those Scumfuck records are so great, because if you listen to Eat My Fuck, the sound on that is just, you had to be there. We just, in this guy's living room, here we had, I mean, it's coming out of like two speakers, and it's just really horribly recorded, but
like,
yet they're great.
Be our last show.
Such a great fucking album.
The record comes out, call it quits, you know. And I just was up in Berkeley, man. You know, I go back and forth to Berkeley and LA. And I was still up there, off a Telegraph up there, you know. And me and Jesse go out coffee.